I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be when she is losing interest. I've got an email here from a viewer. And he says, Coach Corey, you, sir, preach the fucking gospel. I really just learned about your work today, and it's pretty epic. Fucking awesome, dude. Thanks a lot. He says, I just saw your I Don't Understand Her Actions video, and sweet Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, sir, it's everything I'm going through in my life. Can I get an amen? I'm in a very familiar situation, or a very similar situation as the guy who emailed you in that video. The girl that I'm going out with now, I feel that I kind of pushed a relationship onto her a little premature, but I can't even lie. What got me hooked was the amazing sex. It's fucking power of the pussy, brother. There's a, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's this picture of this little boy and a little girl, and they've like both got diapers on. And she's holding open her diaper, and he's kind of bending over, looking to see what's going on, checking out her junk, basically. And so the caption says, the little girl's head says, with this, I'm going to control you for the rest of your life. You gotta be careful, dude. It's like you get a little taste of the strange, and it like some guys just can't. I was talking with one of my dearest friends in the world. We were business partners for like 10 years, and we're still really good friends. He's been with his wife for 30. I think they've been together 35, 36 years, and he loves the shit out of her, and she loves the shit out of him. And one of the things that we were talking about is just like some guys fucking can't handle it. When they get with a girl that they really like, they lose all fucking control. It's just like, it's like fucking Gumby. They just have no emotional self-control, and they act dopey, and that's just the wrong way to go about it, because that's what is going to lead to rejection. So slow your roll, brother. So he says, so when we initially got together, I didn't even ask. I pretty much told her that we go out now. It's like, I wouldn't do that, dude. It's not a good approach. It's a control freak, and that can freak some women out. He says the thing is, though, is that 3 months prior to us meeting, she got out of a bad breakup with a guy she was with for 4 years. Yeah, so you're basically the rebound dude, and it's really hard when you're like the rebound guy, especially when a woman's been in a relationship for several years, because it takes time for her to emotionally get over a relationship, especially when it's 4 years and when there was a bad breakup. So when you're dating a woman who's just come out of a breakup, the thing you got to understand is she can be hot and cold. And like 1 minute she can be all over you and into you and fucking your brains out, and the next minute she's unsure if she wants to see you again, just because she's still dealing with the emotions of the fact that she's been intimate with you, and she still has feelings for the ex-boyfriend, and she still feels hurt, and there's some unresolved pain there. So the thing you got to understand is that she might be in and out as far as how she feels about you, and that's just kind of par for the course when you're dating a chick that just broke up with somebody. So at the end of the day, all you can really do is show up as your best self. But if she's still a little squirrely, that's why I always say it's best to have multiple women in your life that you can date and hook up with, especially when you're learning this stuff. So when you get that really good fucking pussy, you don't totally come unglued and act dopey and ruin it. So he says also, in between that time, she began to hook up with guys just to chill and explore, It's like, hey, most women understand that the quickest way to get over somebody is to get back on the horse, so to speak, and start dating. He says her situation was parallel to mine exactly, in that I had broke up with my girlfriend of 4 years, and I was working on rebuilding my confidence and just trying to figure out how to be a man and where I went wrong. So I did some soul searching and educated myself heavily on the work of David D'Angelo, Neil Strauss, and David Data, and all of it helped me in little ways, and I learned that attracting women was counterintuitive, and I used that newly learned behavior to talk to women, and it worked. He says, so a few months after that, I met my girl now, and that brings me to where I'm at. What I'm currently going through is that I was real chill and reserved and let her come to me at first, and she would fucking go insane when she finally got me in the bedroom. Now we've been together for like 4 months, and I'm really getting into her, but I can tell that her whole connection to me is fading. I call her baby and pet names and whatnot, and she's told me that she doesn't call me those names because of a bad past experience with a guy who used her. All that tells me is the reason she doesn't say those things to you is because she doesn't feel them, and you need to pay attention to that. And the reason she said this to you tells me that you asked her, like, how come you never say these things to me? And that tells me that you don't know what's going on, that you can't really tell where you are with her. And so a guy who gets women would never say anything like that. That totally communicated weakness on your part by doing that. He says, so that's no real skin off my nuts because I'm not a clingy little bitch, but I just found her behavior interesting. Yeah, it means she's got a low level of interest in you. And so obviously there are things that you're doing and saying that are turning her off. He says, it's like she's really short with me, and I try not to whine and bother her about it because she's still in college and studies and stuff a lot. So I really just play it cool, but I don't really know how much emotion and care I should give and put into it. Easy. A woman should be doing 70 to 80% of those things. She should be saying those things. And so if you're just saying them and she never says them to you, you need to back off. That means you're pursuing and you're chasing too much. You're too easy. You're too available. And you're acting like a woman, basically. And you're not paying attention to the fact that she's not reciprocating these things. He says, we're doing it in a long state, or an in-state long-distance relationship. She's calling less and less, and she may text me, but it's more random crap someone would say to a buddy, not the kinky shit she used to say when we first started talking. The kicker is, one night I questioned her about some stuff, and she said she doesn't know if she wants to be in a relationship. That tells me you're going, where do I stand? Where are we in a relationship? What's going on here? Those, again, are questions for a woman. This tells me you probably haven't read my book yet. And so this is one of the areas where you're epically fucking up with her when you're bringing up a relationship. The more you talk about a relationship, the quicker you're going to cause a woman to dump you. So I'm trying to see, should I just wait it out and cut her off for a week and test to see if it builds up attraction again? Or should I just do what David D'Angelo basically told me to do, which was, quote, just end it when you feel the first inkling of it that it may end. That way you keep your power and your head intact. Well, you're already emotionally into this particular girl. And the only thing that I would do if I were you is I would back off. I would go to calling her once a week. Because obviously the whole point of talking to a woman is to arrange a date to get together. That's it. And you're obviously long distance. So I wouldn't be calling this girl or reaching out to her at all. I mean, she's long distance away, and at the end of the day, you want a girl that's near you, that's close to you, that you can see all the time, especially if you really dig her. So, I mean, quite frankly, I would put this girl as someone who's fun, a friend with benefits, and someone that you're getting experience with. So when you don't call her for a week, call her and talk to her, chit-chat, and make plans to get together. And if she won't make plans, then just say, hey, give me a call when you figure your schedule out so we can see each other again. And she'll say, okay, and then say, great. And then don't call her at all. Wait for her to call you. Why? Because you told her to call you and she said she would. And if she really cares about you and she really likes you, she'll do that. He says, it's like we don't want the same thing at this point, and I don't have time for a girl who doesn't know what she wants. Well, the reason she says she doesn't know what she wants is because you've been pushing for a relationship, and you've been pushing too hard, too much, too soon, and that's why she's backing off. He says, I know I want her, but I don't have time for bullshit. I know my worth, but I do love her, and I can't even lie. So I'm just conflicted between the new super confident, dating coached 3% man and the old guy from high school who was being needy and didn't even realize it because it seemed right at the time. I just need advice, bro. He says, I don't know what to do. So like I said, stick to calling her once a week if you don't hear from her. And when you do call her, try to make a date. And one of two things is going to happen. She'll make a definite date with you, or she'll go, I don't know, I'm not sure, got to check my schedule, blah, blah. And if she does that, just say, hey, great, when you figure out your schedule, give me a call. And then don't call her at all, don't pursue her at all, don't chase, don't text, don't do anything. You must be, this is important, you must be patient and wait for her to get back to you when you've done that. And it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, you might not hear from her at all. And all it does is communicate. If you don't hear from her, that means she wasn't really that into you to begin with. But by backing off this way, by modifying your behavior, you start to get the power back on your side because you've pushed her away by pushing for a relationship. And so that's, from what you sent me here, that's what I can tell where you've gone wrong and where you need to take corrective action. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be in the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max. and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website underneath the email sign-up box is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation by going to my website. And on the Wibby toolbar, which will be at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.